Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So Devin Haney, he finally breaks his silence. He speaks on his loss to Ryan Garcia. He definitely wants a rematch, but he wants it on an even playing field. And the majority of professional boxers and trainers, they're speaking out, and they're all pretty much saying the same thing. They're saying that the fight should have been on an even playing field. This image you guys are looking at right here on the screen, this is Devin Haney immediately after the fight. He's looking at the DAZN scorecard, and Chris Mannix, who's not a fan of Devin Haney's at all, he actually had the fight scored a draw. The same as one of the official judges, and the other two judges, they had Ryan Garcia clearly winning the fight. But after a couple days to reflect on the defeat, Devin Haney, he came out and he said this. He said, first off, I want to say, Alhamdulillah, Allah is the perfect planner, and I trust his plan no matter what. I came up short, but this is boxing. And if anyone knows me, they know that I am a true competitor, and I always wanted to test my skills against the best fighters in the world. Ryan, despite the circumstances, was victorious that night, and that's fine. I do feel like weight played a role in that, but only Allah knows. I would love to run it back and give the fans a fair fight within an agreed weight. With that being said, I am currently enjoying time with my family and friends, as well as making up for my days of Ramadan. I appreciate everyone that has reached out. I am overwhelmed with love. I will be back better than ever, inshallah. And then he thanks Oscar, Golden Boy, Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, DAZN, Mauricio, the WBC. And he says, great night for boxing. Let me start by saying this. When fighters do their post-fight interview immediately after the fight in the ring, and they're asked, do you want a rematch? Would you give them a rematch? They always say, oh yeah, absolutely, I would love a rematch. That usually really doesn't mean anything because they've been put on the spot when they ask the question. We usually find out if they're serious about the rematch when they do later interviews, maybe the post-fight press conference, or even a week later after the fight. That's when we find out if they're really interested in the interview. And so far, Ryan Garcia has made it very clear he has no interest in the rematch. I mean, right after he says, sure, I'll do a rematch in the ring, following that in the post-fight press conference, he said no rematch. Ryan originally said he was moving to 147. Then he started asking if he's going to fight against Jaron Ennis. He said, okay, yeah, let's run it. But then after that, he started saying, he wants to fight Rolly Romero, Isaac Pitbull Cruz, or Sebastian Fundora at 154. He also said that Devin Haney is damaged goods now, and if they had a rematch with him, it would be even worse. However, if Ryan Garcia is truly going to try to target Isaac Pitbull Cruz, who already has a fight in August, by the way, but if he is targeting a fighter like Cruz, Rolly Romero, Fundora, it's a no-brainer that a rematch against Devin Haney would be the biggest fight for Ryan Garcia. So he might take the rematch or he might have zero interest in it. I mean, he's been praising Devin Haney a lot lately, at least when it comes to Devin Haney's power. He was talking about his power. Ryan Garcia admitted that he was hurt in the fight. We've seen him actually get hurt with a left hook by Devin Haney, ironically. And I truly believe this is why Ryan Garcia did not go for the KO in the 12th round when it looked like Devin Haney was completely out on his feet, because Ryan did not want to be involved in some type of fight of the year where he ends up getting caught with some haymaker that knocks him down or hurts him or possibly even knocks him out at the last minute, like, once again, a Diego Corrales versus Castillo fight, which is the fight you guys recall me mentioning before this fight took place after the weigh-in, when I found out that Ryan Garcia, he didn't make weight, didn't come close to making weight, and never intended on making weight. We know it was deliberate because Ryan Garcia, he said at the press conference afterwards, he said, look, since I've been at 140, I've never made the weight. So that means Ryan knew it was going to be difficult to make the weight. And if that was the case, Ryan could have just told Devin Haney's team at the beginning of negotiations, he's going to have a hard time making 140. Let's make the fight at 143. Let's contract the fight to be at 143. That way they can both come in at 143. That's the contracted weight. But Ryan Garcia wasn't going to do that because that would defeat the whole purpose of coming in with an advantage. The only way this was going to work was to make the other person once again do all of the work to make the weight while you don't make the weight at all. And I'll wrap this video up with saying, I see some people in my comment section trying to compare this situation to other fights where both fighters made weight. like Devin Haney fighting against Regis Prograis. You cannot compare a fight where both fighters made weight to a fight where they didn't make weight. And I had one of my Mexican viewers in my comment section. He tried to compare this situation to Floyd Mayweather versus Juan Manuel Marquez. In that case, Juan Manuel Marquez, he was moving up in weight to challenge the welterweight Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather agreed to come down to a lower weight for a contracted weight. But Floyd never came in over the weight that he fought at for years and years, which is 147. He just couldn't come all the way down to the catch weight. This wasn't a situation where Haney was coming up in weight and asking Ryan to come down to a catch weight. That would be like Crawford challenging Canelo Alvarez to fight at a catch weight, to fight at 163 or 164. And then Canelo Alvarez, who hasn't fought below 168 for years, he realizes in the last 2-3 weeks that he can't come down to 164. It's not the same thing, because in the Haney Garcia situation, they were both fighting in the same weight class. And Ryan Garcia, he knew previously from other fights, he had a problem making the weight. So Ryan knew before he even signed the contract that he was going to have a problem making the weight when it comes to 140. In Floyd's case, he had been fighting at 147 for years and years and years. He never had to come in weight lower than his weight class. So he's doing something for the very first time, trying it. Something else I keep seeing Mexican fans in my comment section say, it doesn't matter if he cheated or not. It doesn't matter if he had an advantage or not. He was clearly better than Devin Haney the night of the fight. Now, even though some people like, once again, DAZN had this fight scored a draw, it may be true that Ryan Garcia performed better than Devin Haney did. Ryan Garcia most likely was the better fighter that night. So the question is, if he was already the better fighter, why did he need an advantage? Since Ryan Garcia had already knew in previous fights that he could not make 140, why didn't he just tell Devin Haney, hey, let's make the fight at 143. I don't think I can make 140. You have to remember, when Ryan Garcia fought Gervonta Tank Davis, they agreed to a contracted weight before they even started training for the fight. So there was no surprises. And listen, let me just say this again. When it comes to professional boxers and they speak on these matters, they don't have some type of hidden agenda. They're usually speaking from a very impartial perspective. And the majority of those boxers and trainers, in which some of them don't even personally like Haney, are still saying that it was not a quote-unquote even playing field. With that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Decay Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodecay.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.